Hi everybody. Okay, I'm going to read the next section of One Well, The Story of Water on Earth by Rochelle Strauss. And this section is called People at the Well. So last week we read about plants at the well and animals at the well, and now we're on people at the well. So I'm going to read this section here, and then I will read all of these very interesting facts that you see on the next page, okay? I am going to post an assignment for you, and it's sort of like what we did last week with facts, okay? But now they're calling them notes. So you're going to take notes. So it's a good idea to have that in front of you. I haven't posted it yet, but I will. And you can take notes as I read. And if you were on my 11:30 Google Hangout, we did this together, and we'll do it again with the 1 o'clock. So you can see I have a title on top, People at the Well. Notes is the first column. What does it mean to me? Okay, to me. So what does it mean to you? So it's kind of like going like a response, like, oh, that's interesting, right? And then what's really important, and I made it the skinniest column, but what's really important is the big idea. So listen for an interesting fact, right? That's your notes. And then what does that mean to you? But then what's the bigger idea? What does it mean to the world? That's what the bigger idea is, what it means to the world, okay? So I'll get back to this after I finish reading, because I'll show you the notes that I took. And just moving this back here. Okay, whoops, sorry about that. Okay, and now I am ready to read. Okay. Hold on one second. Sorry. Glasses on, ready to go. Okay, people at the well. Since the beginning of time, people have depended on water for drinking, for food, for bathing, and for watering their crops. Crops are things that grow. So if you have a garden, okay, that's just having a garden. That's not really having crops. Crops are like big, huge farms that grow wheat and corn and food that gets sold in other places, like in stores, okay, or gets shipped to other places. Crops. Water has always provided a highway to move people and products from place to place. As cities and societies grow, so does their need for water. Today, water is essential in our homes, in industry, and in agriculture. So essential means very, very important. And we talked about the word industry. Industry is manufacturing, anything that is produced and made in factories, right, and in business, that's industry. Agriculture is a fancy word for farming. At home, we use water for cleaning, cooking, drinking, flushing toilets, and for bathing. But homes, your homes, our homes, all the homes in the world, only account for 10% of all the fresh water that is used in the whole world. So our homes are only use about 10% of all the fresh water in the world. So where does the rest of the water get used? About 21% of the water we use goes to make everything from computers to cars. Water is used in hydroelectric plants to generate electricity and in petroleum plants to make gas. In factories, water is used to heat things up or cool things down and to wash away waste. Water vapor, which is steam, even runs machinery. Water is also an ingredient in many products, such as lotions, shampoos, chemicals, and drinks. The remaining 69% of the fresh water we use goes into agriculture. Farms use huge amounts of water for crops and livestock. So livestock are animals that are on farms, and those animals are usually used for either food or providing some sort of product like leather or wool from sheep, right? That kind of livestock, not your pets, okay? Animals that are on farms. Look around. Almost everything you see was made using water. It took about 34 gallons of water to make your bicycle, to make it. Water was used to grow and make the food you eat and the clothes you wear, because most cloth or fabric is made from cotton or some sort of plant like that. Cotton is a plant that grows. So to make cloth, they have to grow the cotton, right? And just like any crop, it takes water to grow things. Water was even used to make the paper for this book and the ink used to print the words. Okay, so here's some really cool facts. It takes about 49 gallons of water to produce just 1 glass of milk. This includes the water the cow drinks, the water used to grow food for the cow, and the water needed to process the milk. So milk comes from a cow, but usually, unless you're someone who just has like 1 cow or a couple of cows, right? Usually the farmer has a type of machine that collects the milk from the cow and then processes the milk, cleans it, does things with it so that it gets put into bottles and cartons and sold in stores. So there's a lot of water involved in that process. About 38,800 gallons of water was needed to make your family's car. A lot of water is required to produce the food you eat. Approximately 1,375 gallons of water is needed just to make one fast food lunch. So a burger, fries, and a soda just to produce that lunch. And think of all the things that go into producing it. It's not just about going to Wendy's and buying it, right? But to make the burger, to make the fries and the soda, it's almost 1,400 gallons of water. Okay, this I thought was very interesting. In North American homes, so we live in North America, the bathroom is where about 3/4 of all the water is used in your home. One flush of a toilet uses nearly 3.5 gallons of water. Nearly 1 billion people around the world depend on fish as their primary source of protein. So think of all the water goes into that industry, right? Okay, last cool fact. Thirsty? People drink an average of 2.5 liters, which is about 2/3 of a gallon of water a day. And that says on average. That means there are some people who drink more than 2/3 of a gallon. And then, of course, there are people who drink less than 2/3 of a gallon. But on average, people drink 2/3 of a gallon of water a day. In your whole lifetime, you will drink the equivalent of a backyard swimming pool full of water. So think about if you have a pool or if you go to a friend's house and go into a swimming pool in someone's house, right, at someone's house, that's how much water that you would drink in your whole lifetime. So from the time you're born, right, until the time you're an old person, that's how much water you would drink. Okay, so here is my note. And the note that I took was the one we just heard. It says, in your lifetime, you will drink about the amount of water in a swimming pool. So I wrote that down for my note. Here's what that means to me. So this is just my response to that. I've been in a swimming pool. That's a lot of water to drink. But here's the bigger idea, or what it means to the world. People drink a lot of water in their lifetime. And I'm going to add, people really do depend on water. Okay, another note that I might take is I really liked this fact. How much to make a family's car? 38,800. That's a big number. Gallons of water. Is used to make one car. That's my note. What does that mean to me? Wow. There are 3 cars in my driveway. How much water is that? Well, that's almost 40,000 for 812. So that's about 120,000 of gallons of water for my 3 cars. That's a lot of water, right? What is the bigger idea though? What does that mean to the world? Well, I'm thinking that's a lot of water just for people to own cars. Is there a way to reduce that? Do we really need that many cars in the world? Now, this is just what I think. That's a lot of water. Okay, you can't use that one for every single one. You can't just say, wow, that's a lot of water, that's a lot of water. Okay, but that's a lot of water for the car industry to use. Is there a way to reduce that? That's a question I have. Is there a way to reduce that? Is it necessary? Like, is it really necessary for my family to have 3 cars? Is there a way I can help reduce the amount of water to help the bigger idea of all of this water that gets used for cars? Okay, so those were my 2. You should think of 2 different ones. What's great about having a video and listening to it is that you can stop it and start it again. All right, or go back and listen to a part of it that you want to write down, right? Or if you hear something interesting, stop and write down your notes, and then you can go back and listen to the rest of it. Okay, this is for today. Today is Tuesday. I'm going to post the assignment that will look just like what you see up there, and that will be due tomorrow on Wednesday. Okay,